Oh, good afternoon. It has gone 12:30, so we'll make a start. I'm obliged to inform you that this meeting is being videoed. Members of the public are entitled to record the proceedings and are requested to give prior notice so that any additional measures that may assist can be put into place. Any member of the public who has any concern should raise them now. Thank you. The first item on the agenda is apologies. We have apologies from Stuart West, Simon Jones and Karen Calder. They have very good reasons for being away, and I must apologise that we've had to move the cabinet meeting to today from the previous date, but we had a meeting down in London with the MPs and senior civil servants, which was really important that we went to see. Item 2, disclosure of pecuniary interest. Has any member got any pecuniary interest they can disclose? No? Thank you. 3 is the minutes from our last meeting. Can I take them as a proper record of what took place? Moved. Seconded. All those in favour? That's carried. Thank you. Public question time. We don't have any. Scrutiny items. We don't have any. Now, item 6, we're going to propose an amendment to give you time. It's on page 44 of the large print, annex page at the back 24, and it's relative to item 7, paragraph 4. We want that to also be reproduced in the intro. Nothing. It softens the purpose and lays out our responsibilities and also the responsibilities of council taxpayers. So I shall the motion will include that amendment. Do I have a second for that amendment? Thank you. So does anybody want to speak to that paper? Have you had time to look at it, Roger?
Not your amendment or anything, but yeah, I'll pass, Chairman.
Okay. So all those in favour of that paper, please shout. Anybody against? Right, that's carried. Item 7, performance report. This is down to me, but actually it's Michael Wood's responsibility, so he's going to lead on it. Michael?
I wondered if anybody would notice a change. Pleased to present the report. It's a good report all round on the basic principles of healthy people, resilient communities, and prosperous economy. I have to tell you that it will be the last time that you will see the report in this particular format. As we're going to be operating a new presentation. Members will have the opportunity to avail themselves of the information to be presented in the future. Just a few points, if I may. The number of looked after children by the authorities continue to decrease, and David, you may just want to say a word on that. From an education point of view, the percentage of people who are not readmitted to hospital within 91 days of discharge into reablement services has also improved. And one last one, Chairman, the attendance at the Theatre 7 continues to improve, and of course it takes us then closer to a break-even position, which I trust all members will be pleased about. The number of people entering into residential care is more than profiled and may affect budget profiles, of course. And sadly and regrettably, the number of people killed or seriously injured on roads in Shropshire has regrettably seen an increase. But as the police say in their contribution, this is outside of the control of this council and is due to other factors. I'll answer any questions, Chairman, there may be.
Okay.
And so moved.
David?
Thank you, Chairman. I'll second. If I can get this to work, I'm happy to second. And I just draw members' attention really to the second paragraph of point 8.1, where it does comment about the reduction in the number of looked after children. And of course, it is a good thing, a very positive thing, and it reflects the efforts that we make as an authority to ensure that that's the last resort. Obviously children are always better off with their families if that's at all possible. So that is a pleasing development, but it doesn't follow from that of course it will always be low. It is historically something that's fluctuated up and down.
I think the report's very, very positive. It shows going in the right direction. Of course, when the corporate plan is finally there for us, these will form part of the measuring that I said we were going to do when we move from A to B, and the corporate plan told us how we're going to do that. Some of these indicators will be ways which will measure our success or not in moving from where we are to where we actually want to be. So we should be seeing more of this in the future, and certainly incorporated in the corporate plan. So does anybody else want to speak to this? Lee?
Yes. Yes, thank you. If I can, yeah, just to comment on the admission rate to older people into residential care. I'd just like to reiterate, and it is mentioned in the report. This is clearly this is a target, and it is something that we look to profile because, as a service, we recognise that as far as possible, and as far as people's needs and necessary support can best be met, we do believe that home is best. But depending on an individual's care and support needs, when it is felt by the service that admission to a care home for that necessary support is required, then we will continue to do that. And so I think that this is as much driven by the needs, the care and support needs, as it is by any measurement against a target. So I just wanted to emphasise that.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else want to speak to this? No then, it's been proposed and seconded. All those in favour of accepting paper? Anybody against? That's carried, thank you. We now move on to item 8, the proposal to consult on the amalgamation of Hope Senior Primary School and Worthing Senior Primary School. I think it's in the answer, David.
Yes, I'm sure everybody can hear me, Chairman, anyway. It's not working. Thank you, Karen. The recommendation here is contained on page 65, first page of the report, and it is simply, as the title says, it's to consult on the proposal to amalgamate those two schools. I would stress, Leader, that this is entirely a community-led initiative. It's not something that's been imposed on from on high. The local member is, I understand, supportive, and the council's view is that this will be to the benefit of the children in that area, and I move the recommendation.
Thank you. Is that seconded first? Roger?
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, noted, it is community-led. It is a pity because it will affect the communities and the local shops in the area, but we are where we are with it, and I note the report and I wait to see the result in time. But while I put my hand up, really, and officers are aware of it, in 5 it gives the name that has been chosen by the governors of the school in the interim period, the Hope, Worthing, Westbury, Trinity. It needs to be made plain that it does not include Trinity School, of which I am chairman of, and is at Ford. It's the 3 schools, Hope, Worthing and Westbury. The Trinity means other things, and I have made representations to officers, and there's representations going to this school to ensure that is not carried forward, because I think general public seeing that may well interpret that name differently than how it was originally named.
Okay, can we accept that? That's noted. Thank you, Roger. Does anybody else want to speak to this? Well, can we move the recommendation in 2? All those in favour? Anybody against? No, that's carried. Thank you. Then we come on to exclusion of press and public. I so move. Seconded?
Yeah.
All those in favour? Right, so can I ask any